You know, back in the day, we used to go to Webster's to get the definitions of words. Now we just go to dictionary.com. And it says of dynasty, a series of members of a family who are distinguished for their success, wealth, etc. In sports, it's a little different.
Lombardies.
Right. A little different, but not much. What is your definition for a dynasty in the world of sports, in football specifically, or your criteria for a dynasty?
Championship trophies being hoisted. And listen, there's been a lot of great teams. We talked earlier today. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, the Minnesota Vikings, they're not mentioned. This team right here, they're mentioned because of trophies. That monster at quarterback right there and his 49ers teams, it's trophies. It's championships being hoisted. The playmaker himself, it always comes back down to how many trophies do you have in your case? Well, Russell Wilson, the Seahawks, they have one right now. They were on the verge of two. That dynasty talk isn't going to start for them until number 2 is achieved. And then it's really just talk. I think it's probably at their position in the defensive backfield. Richard Sherman, you could argue he's the best corner. They hands down have the best free safety in the league, hands down have the best strong safety in the league. You got a young quarterback. You got Marshawn Lynch. They got that contract renewed. That offensive line was stud-filled. Now that offensive line kind of scares me. The chatter started. This year it cooled a little bit because they couldn't complete it in the final seconds of the Super Bowl versus the Patriots. Dan, if they hoist one next year, the chatter will be legitimate. But I still think it's the third one that kind of puts you over the hump of, yeah, that's a dynasty. It's the Steelers. It's the Niners. It's the Dallas. It's the Patriots of the early 2000s.
Every great dynasty in the history of the NFL has had multiple Hall of Famers on the team, outside perhaps of the Patriots, where you can make the argument that Tom Brady's the only Hall of Famer. I challenge you to pick multiple Hall of Famers because there's a lot of guys who are really, really good from the Seahawks team.
Well, you can start in the defensive backfield that I just mentioned to you. If those guys, if health isn't an issue, I promise you all three of those guys, their name will be in conversation for ballots to the Hall of Fame.
So long to talk about this. So much fun.